afternoon and welcome to News Around Africa on Channel 38, Facebook and YouTube channel. I am Esther Wilson. The number of people infected with Ebola in the Democratic Republic of the Congo has risen to 3,200 according to government data, including at least 1,405 deaths. The data was released on Sunday as medics struggled to contain the DRC's 17th Ebola outbreak, with infections surging by about 1,000 in just 10 days. The outbreak declared on May 15th is caused by the Bundibugyo strain of the Ebola virus, for which there is no approved vaccine or treatment. The World Health Organization said nearly 90% of cases have been reported in the northeastern province of Ituri, which borders South Sudan and Uganda. The United Nations agency says the virus is in 5 provinces, including 2 new provinces where it has spread recently. In many cases, the humanitarian community wants to help, but the real challenge is getting there, said Hedley Tarr of the UN Humanitarian Air Service, which flies medics and response teams to crisis front lines. In addition to moving aid workers to striking areas, Tarr added that UNHS is moving samples for lab testing to ensure traceability can continue. Authorities said that improved detection and testing had helped identify more infections. The outbreak could last several more months, and strikes by healthcare workers demanding unpaid wages have disrupted response efforts in some hospitals. The South African authorities are investigating the death of a Nigerian man who collapsed while he was being arrested by the police in Cape Town last week. The initial results from a post-mortem showed that Ibechika Simon, 42 years of age, sustained multiple bruises and abrasions on his back and chest, according to the independent body that oversees police conduct. Nigerian diplomat Ninikanwa Uche said her country was deeply appalled by reports of the egregious police tactics that led to his death on Thursday. In its statement, Western Cape Police said Simon died while he was being placed under arrest as he allegedly became unwell and collapsed. Simon's death comes amid heightening tensions between South Africa and Nigeria over allegations that Nigerians have been the target of xenophobic violence. Earlier this month, the South African authorities confirmed the death of another Nigerian in June under similar circumstances. In her statement condemning Simon's death, Oke Uche, Nigeria's Consultant General in Johannesburg, called for a transparent investigation and alleged that there was an alarming pattern of unresolved extrajudicial killings or death and unacceptable misconduct against foreign nationals. Suspects are entitled to due process in a court of law. No authority should be above it. She also said there were reports that another Nigerian, Egwabo Patrick Chuks, was shot during the operation and was in hospital with serious injuries. The Western Cape Police said there was no record of the incident. Describing the circumstances of Simon's death, Western Cape Police spokesperson Cole Andre Trout said that officers were conducting a search at a home in the area when they found an unlicensed firearm and what appeared to be drugs. A Nigerian soldier has been arrested over allegations he supplied military uniforms to terrorists and criminal groups, the army says. Private Muhammad Yusuf was caught on Saturday evening at a bus stop in the northeastern city of Maiduguri, military spokesperson Mohamed Goni said the following day. The soldier, who was previously stationed at a factory for army equipment, was allegedly attempting to flee across the border into neighboring Cameroon. He deserted his unit earlier this month, Goni said, before relocating to Maiduguri, where he went into hiding with the help of an associate. Yusuf had not publicly commented on the case against him, but the arrest has reignited speculation that collusion could be the reason behind rampant insecurity in the country. a variety of armed drugs, including militant Islamists, separatists, and gangs who kidnap civilians for ransom, have been causing problems for the authorities, and some of them deceptively wear military uniforms. Nigerian Army arrested Nigerian Army Private Muhammad Yusuf wearing a t-shirt with 69 written on its Nigerian Army. The suspect was arrested trying to flee into neighboring Cameroon, the army says. Now, in a nation that for over a decade has been blighted by armed attacks on civilians, people are wondering whether these assaults are failing to subside because criminal elements and security personnel are working together. It is not unreasonable to believe military personnel, Bashir Galma, a security analyst and retired army major, are assisting some of these groups, told the BBC. I know there have been instances where plans are made for an attack on a location and the information finds its way to either militant Islamist group, Boko Haram, or another criminal gang, he said, suggesting an insider tip-off. At least 3,000 kidnappings and 3,580 killings by armed groups took place between January 2024 and April 2025 alone, data from Nigeria's National Human Rights Commission records. The alarming surge in mass abductions has been attributed to gunmen known locally as bandits, as well as insurgent attacks from Boko Haram and its offshoot, ISWAP. Attacks on schools have also been making the headlines, although this has been a problem for years. Between April 2014 and May 2026, there were 26 major school attacks with at least 2,416 students abducted, the International Center for Investigative Reporting, ICIR, says. Ransom payments are estimated to run into millions of dollars annually, according to official data. In April 2025, the governor of Nigeria's embattled Borno State, Babagana Zulum, alleged that informants and collaborators for Boko Haram insurgents were operating within the country's armed forces, political class, and local communities. What we need to do is to strengthen our intelligence and to deal with them ruthlessly, he said during a security meeting. Months later, a special court-martial sentenced 3 Nigerian soldiers to life imprisonment for their involvement in a major arms and ammunition racketeering scheme. The army said they were guilty of theft, unlawful dealing in ammunition, and aiding the enemy. That's all we have time for on this edition of News Around Africa, and I'm Esther Wilson.